All right, it is 6:59 at the Merriam Drainage Board meeting.
Or does he need to call a specific?
Happy New Year, guys.
Hello? Hey Dan, you're on speaker at the meeting. We're getting ready to start.
Yeah, sounds good. We just roll like this? Is this good?
Everyone's heard. They seem to think it's okay, so we'll just go that way.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay, welcome everybody. It's time for our monthly meeting. We'll go ahead and get started. First order of business is approval of minutes, December 1st, 2025. Any other concerns?
Everything looked good to me.
Dan, are you good with the minutes?
Yeah, I read them. They look good to me too.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And I will turn it over to Steve.
All right, not too much to report. So with the core meeting, we did have a progress meeting. I believe it was on the 16th of December. That was the only meeting that was held last month. The big news coming out of the meeting is that the Corps is behind on developing the plans, and they will not be available for even their own internal review until February the 23rd, which means they don't anticipate distributing them to the city until sometime in April.
That was 65.
65%. Yep.
What day was February? Was it the
23rd.
until April?
They didn't say. So that's it on the core. I did check in with Max Reiki. They're going to start work on the channel clearing and clearing the trees on either the 12th of January or the 19th. So that work will get started shortly.
And that was,
And is that from the railroad bridge to our limit?
That's correct. On the tree clearing, that's the specific limit I gave them on that.
Okay, awesome.
And then the last thing is just kind of a follow-up from last month, that I'll get with the groundhog company sometime this month, so we can have a quote for your consideration at the February meeting.
Excellent.
That's catching right.
February 2nd.
There you go, Groundhog Day.
Very appropriate. That's all I've got.
okay. Any questions?
Sounds good.
Any questions, Dan?
Dan, you good? Nope, it's good. Apparently not.
Is it February 2nd? Is that the actual day?
I
Or just
doubt,
February?
just it's February.
Okay.
I don't know which day.
It's
Just
February
the-
2nd.
Oh, you're kidding.
No.
Your call has been forwarded to an
That's in there.
Hopefully he'll call back. There we go. Are you good on all that?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, I got my mom tried to call while you were asking if it was good, and I was trying to deny her call.
All right, that's good. Okay, moving forward.
Okay, any questions for Steve?
No.
Okay, thanks, Steve. turn it over to Jim.
I've got a report, apropos what Steve was saying about the core situation. I spoke to Sandy Cox, who's my counterpart with the Corps, and explained to her that we had signed off on the agreements, but we wanted to make sure that we got a copy of the 65% plans when they were available, and she said that wouldn't be a problem, that'd be fine. So we exchanged the documents, and that was in November. And then on December 23rd, I got a letter from someone else at the Corps, Haley Jones, saying, when you done this, Steve? Okay. I was a project manager. It said that the 35% plans had been provided to us and the county and the city, but they were only going to provide the 65% plans to the city. The next day, I got an email from Chris Engel saying that once they've been transmitted to the city and they have a chance to look at it, they'll give them to us. Say I'm annoyed would be the understatement of the year. I don't think it's a reason to start World War III, but I would suggest with the board's approval that perhaps Steve and I talk a little bit about this and whatever politics he has to deal with, and go back and talk to the Corps, because I made it very clear that to the extent anyone expected the drainage district to pay for anything, it needed to be included from the get-go so that we knew what we were facing. And that's just prudent governance, prudent management. Again, Sandy had no problem with that at all, so that makes perfect sense. Somewhere along the line, that changed after they've been in the creek, after all was said and done. Again, to say that I'm frustrated would be the understatement of the year. I intend to point out that we're grossly misled. I think that needs to be documented. But I wanted to bring this to you guys first and not jump off a cliff by myself without some input from the board. But I think, first of all, it's grossly misleading. I was told there'd be no problem with it whatsoever, and then after we signed off and after they'd done the inspection, then they changed their minds. Moreover, I'm not really sure what difference it makes, particularly given that the first batch was provided to everybody involved. And then further, I'd like to talk to the county and see what their position is. Because I can't imagine that they're funding through the stormwater snack program, I think.
That's correct.
I can't believe that they're not wanting more information before they sign off on giving money. But, so, frustrating that there's, I guess my suggested avenue is to go back, talk to them again, and then check with the other parties and see if the county's okay with that. And I can't imagine they are. It'd be sort of unusual that they wouldn't want to be pretty closely with your experience. Or they're not, how are they approaching this? Maybe that's what I don't know.
The county seems to be a passive observer.
Okay.
I think one of the county's main concerns is, they have been paying for a study to be done along Turkey Creek, as far as the new model showing the water surface elevation. They wanted to make sure, their big concern early on is the core model and their model aligned up, so there wasn't one out there that showed one thing and a different model out there that showed another thing.
Consistency, if not accuracy.
Correct. That's engineering knowledge. But I think beyond that, they are monitoring it, but I don't expect them. They have not had a great deal of input since the hydraulic model was completed. I don't know that I would expect that to change anytime soon.
Well, I'd like to know what the county's management is about during this month. I don't think it's inappropriate to contact the county commissioner and say, what's in mind? We'll talk about that.
Yeah, I think that's Steve. I concur.
Again, it's extremely frustrating to be this level. I shouldn't make it sound like Sandy misled me on purpose. I think she's pretty straight up, but I think it's pretty clear that whoever else is involved, well, in this case Haley, didn't back her up on And the timing is extremely frustrating.
Yeah.
What was Haley's last name?
Joe.
So, triplets. It's mainly Hailey.
That's what I have. Maybe we've heard her name before.
Is she new from that meeting that we had
Yes.
a couple years ago?
Yes, when we sat down with the Corps, the project manager at that time was Katrina Marks.
Yeah.
That's right.
And she took the federal buyout that was presented earlier
Okay.
last year. Obviously, I'm not with the Corps.
Any questions? Dan, any questions?
No, I mean, I trust that Jim's gonna stay on top of the situation and make sure that everybody does right, I guess.
Yeah, I just think the message that we need to know what's coming just hasn't gotten through to them. I think that's the big issue. And it is the overriding concern, I think. Well, so correct me if I'm wrong, but that just doesn't seem to have computed at the core level. You can't spend other people's money without knowing what for and how much. How much we don't know yet, I guess, but what for.
Okay, anything further, Jim?
No, it's not good.
I'm gonna mention this part because usually Jim does it, but, it was just a phone call. I went ahead and got a hold with, Aspire, Jolene, and, asked her to shop our general liability because it expires January at the end of the month. And, so she did, and she came back with the same provider, Scottsdale, and they're lower, almost $400 lower. So, the exact number is $8,343 and some change. And that would be for the same coverage. I asked her also if you needed to fill out any stuff. She said she would get with you all and let me know. But, so if that's acceptable to everybody, is there any comments, concerns with that?
Cheaper for the same is good.
I like it.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve using Scottsdale for general liability for 2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Fine.
Opposed? Jim, we don't need, do we need a motion for, we need a sign?
Yeah, let's just, out of an abundance of caution, probably don't actually, but out of an abundance of caution, let's authorize you to pay the amount not to exceed whatever we paid last year.
Okay.
So, because we don't need exact.
Right. Somebody want to make a motion to approve Eric to sign the insurance to not go above what we paid last year for the general liability.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Fine.
We'll move on to John.
So, working on getting we'll have the final December financial statements for the February meeting, once we make sure we have all the bills and stuff in from that. So, I looked at things this afternoon. Everything's, we're gonna be under budget on their, major project. Our maintenance cost, we have some from last prior years, because we've done more maintenance, but we'll still be under what our budget and carryovers are for the going into the 2026 budget year. So we're set up well for that. And then we'll have like I said, the 2026 budget is in place. And then the next thing will be here before we know it, but we'll need to start thinking about what, if anything, is going to happen in 2027 that we may have to plan for if there's anything that we know about that would take us out of our normal spending pattern of where we have been for the past few years that would come up in 2027. That we would need to start thinking about what our tax needs and revenues and expenses are for 2027 as we'll start here. May and June to get that done. It'll be here before we know it to do that. So that's just kind of the one far range you'd think that we'll have to try to anticipate what we're going to do in 2027 here in the next few months for the 2026 to set our 2027 budget. So I don't know if Steve would have, if there's anything major that.
I think that lends additional credence to our request to get the plan set sooner rather than later, because there are some items that I've spoken to the Corps about. They might address as part of the plans, or they might not address as part of the plans. The sooner I can see the plans, and we can figure that all out and make the appropriate adjustments into our budget for next year better.
Yeah, I think they should know that what our budget cycle is for 2027.
Yeah, I think you were gonna ask them if they would contribute or take care of that over by Camel Park. Yeah. Because you're looking at doing a control, what do they call that?
Green control.
Yeah, green control, yeah. So Joe, we're gonna look at encumber possibly next month, or
Yeah,
look at what we got.
yeah, what we've got, so I want to make sure we have all the bills in, and then what we'll need from Max Reiki can give us a final bill or something by then, or what we know what it is, and then we'll get our encumbrances and stuff from that. There's no great hurry to do it today, so I'd rather wait,
Yeah.
make sure we get everything in and have good numbers.
Okay. Anything further?
No, that's mine. It's just my comments were current looks good, and it's not too early to start looking at 27 with uncertainties unknown about. Steve was saying what may or may not happen if we need to stay with what our current levy is, or if there's a need to start planning to exceed it or anything.
Okay. Thank you. Next is the approval of bills presented for payment. Is there any concerns regarding the bills for this cycle? I don't have any concerns.
I have none.
I don't have any.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the bills as presented for payment. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
I think that one works.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 They're a little more flimsy than the last ones, but
Mm.
they're much cheaper.
Oh, did we get new checks?
We did.
Awesome. Just so they're not rubber.
We'll say one thing that I'll add that's really not a county related, but post office is now going to have a delay on when they postmark things. So it's not the day that you put it in the box, it's going to be the day when they first process it, which may be 2 or 3 days after it goes in the box. So if there's anything that has to be postmarked, you have to walk it in and get a stamp on it, get it postmarked at the counter that day.
Is that already taken effect?
Started December 24th.
I was gonna say, because it's a long story, but I saw a postmark on something, it's postmarked the 2nd of January, and I mailed it 28th or something.
So what they're gonna do is a lot of what mail and stuff here does, it leaves here and then goes downtown to get processed and postmarked. And so they've gone with these remote, I can't remember what they call them, repositories or something for the mail. And so the postmarking and stuff all gets grouped. And so once it gets down to wherever it's going, and they start the process of running it through the machines and stuff, then it'll get postmarked on that day. So if you need something, you need to, the only way to guarantee is go in and get it postmarked at the counter. So I'm writing fund letters to our clients to go out with their organizers.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Charger.
Did you have the receipt for that?
File online. We do all the tax returns get filed online. But we still have some old school clients that they want to file by paper.
I know a lot of people pay their quarterlies
Pardon
by
me?
paper. I was talking to a longtime client of mine, said, I'm starting to send them certified mail.
Everything, from the IRS standpoint, they want everything certified. If you want to have an argument of whether they got something, they're going to look and say, did you send it certified
Yeah.
or not? If you get into an argument with them. So, we're putting stuff in just to make all your payments online. And we're not taking your mail to the post office anymore. We have clients that go, oh, here, they come in on there. That service went away.
Okay, moving on to new business, do we have any?
Nope.
I do not. Okay. Our next meeting is February 2nd. And I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:22. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you,
Aye.
everybody.
That's it.
That's all she wrote.
Thank you all.
And thank you guys for letting me call in.
Oh, yeah, no problem. That's why we do what we do.
John, I had an argument with the state of Kansas about quarterly estimate. I said,
All right, you too.
well, somebody in your office
Bye.
cashed the thing, or deposited it, because it's went to the banks. We'll get back to you on that. So I sent him a scanned copy of the canceled check.
Uh-huh.
Probably should have told me. Oh, you just got it.
I'm gonna mail it, yeah.
Okay.
Just gonna mail those, yeah.
And break.
Yep.
See you all in a month.
I'm probably still gonna do it.
Least the hope, at least.
You got a cot stashed away in the corner somewhere?
We got a couch there, and I got a blanket and a pillow in the closet if I need a nap.
There you go.
There's a little nap. Yep. Power goes off at home, so power generally stays on here.